All right. Hey, hey. All right, guys, let's jump into a singles storyline. We're going to break this down for each zodiac. I'll timestamp at the end. We're going to leap right in and take a look at Pisces first. And Pisces, where is life taking our Pisces as we head into the new year? Let's take a quick peek and see what we've got. Into much greater contentment. We have a Pisces that could be on the cusp of having some significant personal achievement, like their life is about to get really comfortable. They may find something that actually clicks and works for them for many, many, many years to come. They're in a like a golden phase. You know, they could see doing a particular thing or being with a particular person until the years where a rocking chair sounds really good. There's a really nice new phase entering for our Pisces. Hi, Autism Guru. Good to see you, sweetie. We've got a Knight of Coins. It's also that Pisces is entering into a calmer phase. They're entering into a phase of steady contentment and continued growth. Adventures of Nacho, wonderful to see you. Thank you for being here, honey. And we've got a time frame of great peace, and I would say for our Pisces, it's also a time frame of forgiveness, making peace with people, places, things. It's almost like Pisces has this attitude of life is too short. Of course, I'm going to pursue and do the things that I really care about, but problems, other people's problems, things that used to get under my skin, honestly, I'm loving my own life too much to care about the haters, the people I used to have beef with, the people whose lives aren't happy. So they're, trying to tear me down. It really doesn't matter. Honestly, they must not be as stable and secure and confident as I am. So I just forgive them and let it go. I don't know that I think that this is a year for Pisces to be reconciling with a bunch of people, but more reconciling within themselves, with their spiritual self, to say, you know what, my life is freaking amazing. I can see the things that I'm doing working for me and continuing. It's like Pisces has reached this new maturity level, is what I would argue. And as they move into 2024, it's like this is it's a calm phase of their life, a phase of satisfaction and a phase of really letting go of the crap, letting go of crappy emotions that used to be placed upon them through interactions with others, letting go. They could be letting go of a Scorpio as well, or some, trespass that somebody did, toward them, but it's just, they're just ready to let it go. Let's get one more message just about anything in regards to romance for are we even surprised? This could be a year they get married. We've got a Hierophant. They are meeting their soul match. They have learned a bunch of lessons. The universe is like, well done. You've aced the class. Now, and it could be somebody that Pisces is literally going to meet that's sitting right next to them, or someone who's been maybe even a long term friend that winds up becoming the love of their life. This is definitely a year in romance for something serious and sincere and secure, is what I would argue. And I do want to get just one other card for you guys for my Pisces. Where's the deck that I want? Is it that one? Yes. What's the color of the year for Pisces? Let's take a quick peek. I just think that's kind of a fun one. Burnt sienna. Ooh, I love it. So excitement, security, passion, luxury. Being excited about one's own life, feeling secure. We've already seen they're moving into a more secure phase. Yes, they're going to be passionate about their life, but also as a character, I just feel it's a very mature energy. And I always think burnt sienna, that rusty russet color, it always is so classy and classic. I love that shade. So apparently, even though Pisces is a water sign, they're like probably sporting some earth tones really, really well, because it's probably a reflection of how they feel inside, which is grounded. Very nice, Pisces. All right, next up, we're going to Scorpio, coming in at 407. Whoops, 412. Sorry. All right, Scorpios, let's take a quick peek at what is happening in the Scorpios world as they move into 2024. Page of Pentacles, new offers, new starts, new beginnings, things of substance that have potential to go somewhere. I feel like there's something sweet and soft. There could be new babies or grandbabies on the way. Page of Swords in the reverse, King of Swords, but we also have some unexpected twists and turns. So there are wonderful new things, sweet, innocent, lovely moments in 2024, little offers, little gifts, or like I say, little people coming into Scorpio's world. But they also have some real big shockers, some surprises that they could not have guessed. And one of them seems to be a very hot king coming in, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter, but they're showing up as a divine masculine. This could be someone who's going to be an intellectual equal. It's going to be someone that this is brand new person, somebody who comes into Scorpio's world, and they couldn't have dreamed this person up. They couldn't have imagined this person was coming in. They did not know. Chevalier, thank you so much. You angel, thank you. That is so kind. Thank you for that beautiful donation. And Cats 1018, good to see you also, honey. You guys, thanks everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I feel like Scorpio's going to have their socks blown off. They didn't realize that they're going to have this kind of amazing individual who pops up into their life and could rock their world. This could be romantic, or this could be someone who simply makes waves in their life. I do really want to double down on an intellectual equal. That could be why it's such a shocker. Somebody who gives Scorpio the conversations they didn't even know that they needed to have. Someone who's like a kindred spirit, someone who they respect and admire, somebody that really shakes things up in their life. Let me just get one more on this. Any other major topics? I like the surprise factor for Scorpio. I like the fact that, and it's also possibly going to be a year where Scorpio finds themselves either not caring about past drama or just moving into calmer territory, just in general, like everything. Oh, Adventures of Natural, thank you so much, sweetheart. Right back at you. Thank you so much, honey. You're so generous. You're amazing. Thank you. I just feel like our Scorpio is going to be letting go of some really significant chaotic energy in their life. They may feel a greater sense of peace and calm. They could also find themselves literally like gravitating toward totally different activities and things that are like, if once upon a time they were, someone who loved to go out and do stuff that was like more high energy, even competitive, hobbies and things like that. Say once upon a time they were like, oh, I'm all about, doing doubles on the tennis court and, doing, traveling around and doing all kinds of competitive stuff. This year they may gravitate toward hobbies that are going to be like, you know what? I want to express my inner self. So I want to take painting classes. I want to do things. I'm picturing somebody at a paint and sip, evening. And it's like the competitive edge is gone and the really calm, soothing edge. They could pick up yoga. They could pick up Qigong. They could pick up all kinds of different things that are going to be really about peace and calm in this next year, which is really lovely to see. Now let's take a quick peek in the world of romance for our Scorpio. What do we have here? The world of romance, we have got Judgment card. We could have a Scorpio coming in. This could be a relationship that has had many lives already, but it could be resurrected one more time. Now may be the right time for this to have evolved. This could be, when I say resurrected many times, this could be feeling like a past life soulmate who comes in. It feels like it is divinely guided. We see the owl here in the tree of life. The guides are like really, I feel like there's going to be a huge awakening. I don't know that I think this is actually a past person that Scorpio already dealt with. It could be, but I'm more inclined to say when they interact with this character, they're going to have a lot of deja vu moments. They're going to have a lot of moments where they go, for some reason, this doesn't even feel awkward. For some reason, it's like I already know this person and I don't know how I could know him because I never met him before, but it's reawakening like long forgotten, sense of like I identify with this person. I feel them. I see them. My soul knows them. This is like my tree of life. Maybe I've danced around with this person again and again and again. So it's a really profound love story this year. I don't know that is, it's some form of a love story. I don't know what kind of a union that becomes, but simply there is this acknowledgement of like a person, a situation that feels like I knew you before. This feels familiar. And the color for the year for Scorpio is gold, wealth, success, prestige, and prosperity. No wonder, because everything here has said that it's a year of some surprises, yes, but a year of like when a character uses their energy for matters of like not investing in chaos, but investing in a sure thing, connecting with an intellectual equal, connecting with things that feel solid, feel secure. Everything here feels secure, even though there are some surprises. I'm not surprised that gold would be the color for Scorpio this year, because it looks like, yeah, that's a way to generate wealth. Prosperity, all of those things come with, consistency and not going for the wild card necessarily, but instead doing the work, putting energy into things that feel more secure, more stable, more sensible. And I think that's kind of the vibe of the entire year. So very nice for our Scorpios as well. All right, next up, Jojo, great to see you, darling. Mojo's Tarot's in the house. So nice to see you. We got Cancer coming in next at 10:34. All right, so Cancerians, what have we got going on for Cancer? Singles. This is for the singles in 2024. Cancer, I don't want that deck right now. I want this one. What's the big topic for our Cancer singles? We have got Ace of Pentacles, we've got a King of Wands, and we've got a Nine of Pentacles. This looks like a lot of satisfaction. There is some new kind of beginning in this next year. This new beginning could have much to do with financial aspects. Cancer, if they were struggling, they could find themselves living on a bit of easy street. They could have like a lot of praise coming their way, possibly from maybe a boss figure, maybe somebody who is warm and supportive. This feels like this is going to be a year where Cancerian feels like $1 million, and maybe this has been a long time coming. That's what it looks like to me. To have support in the form of somebody warm, somebody supportive that is like telling Cancerian, you know what I like about you, you know what you do well, you know the things that make you so valuable. It's like, I think it's been a while since Cancerian has felt or heard or experienced that kind of support, and it's long overdue from what I can tell. Let's take a quick peek at anything in the realm of romance for our single Cancer. The World card. We're getting a lot of, for all of our water signs, we're getting some really nice vibes for the year. The fact that we have possibly a Capricorn, but I'm going to have to go one more on this, because that new beginning in the realm of love and romance, this could be a character who is thinking, I've been single for a long time, maybe I'm done being single. This is a new chapter, and we doubled down on that with some new spark. This could be the first time in many years that this Cancerian has gone out on a date. It could be the first time in a lot of years that they got all gussied up, put on their sexiest outfits, their best suit and tie, their best outfit, and went out and just went on a date. This feels like a re-entrance into the realm of the world of love, the world of romance, the world of dating. So very exciting for our Cancerian singles, because all of this feels like it's been a long time. It's a year of starting over, because we saw that first card out was the Ace of Pentacles, and the color, silver, affluence, modernism, intuition, illumination. So silver might be a color that, our Cancerian might want to wear more, like silver jewelry versus gold or rose gold. They may find themselves liking that certain amount of like flash, but coupled with, I always think of silver anytime I see like chrome or something. I just love the look of that. It looks so sexy and so strong. But I feel like in addition to this, I want to add in the word noble, because silver also has a message of nobility. Jean Bell, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. You are so kind. Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful donation. You guys are so generous. Hi, Bren. Good to see you, Angel. Now, I love the fact that our Cancerian is having a year that starts out with the intuition is another big thing here. Just because Cancerian is doing things in different ways doesn't mean they're going to be like a fish out of water and feel like, oh my gosh, I don't even know, what am I doing? I'm going out on a date for the first time in a long time. Oh, I'm doing this different stuff. I don't think they're going to feel awkward about it at all. I think it's going to be like, well, of course I'm doing this. This is the right time. This year is my year for this. I've been preparing for this for a while. I feel like the illumination also, I feel like this is going to be a year where Cancerian is going to have like really glowing skin, because for some reason that's The word illumination, I probably should have thought of it more in the context of like spiritualism, but I didn't. Instantly, what I saw was somebody with like luminous skin, like gorgeous, glowing. Doesn't matter what age they are. They're like, I'm picturing somebody who's like using, like balms and stuff to hydrate their skin, and it's just looking really fantastic on our Cancerian. That's a weird side note, but that's what I just saw in my mind's eye. All right, you guys, thank you for being here, Cancerians. Let's go to Ophiuchus next, coming in at 1506. All right, Ophiuchus, what do we have for our Ophiuchus singles? What energy are they shifting into for 2024? Queen of Pentacles, very nice. It's a time of giving to the things that are going to grow. It's okay, so we do have a blockage in here. We have an Ophiuchus that is a single individual that is really determined that they're going to give their energy to the things they want. One of those things could be, I want to travel, I want to explore, I want to put down roots someplace else. But the other thing is, we got a 7 of Swords. There is some awareness that somewhere in the year, Ophiuchus may discover that they've been putting on a brave face when perhaps there's something that they don't really like. You notice how the 7 of Swords it's a lie, but it's kind of like a lie that's coded in pretty words. As much as Ophiuchus is determined to give energy only to the things that they want, the places they want to go, the way they want to spend their money, they're being like really honest with themselves. I think that radical honesty makes Ophiuchus look at, is there any area I haven't been honest with myself? And yes, it looks like there is maybe a tendency to almost like paint a rosy picture for others when in fact they're not. Everything isn't always rosy, but they kind of hold on to some of their own hurts and wounds and struggles just a little bit. I almost feel like this is a character who's going to be, now that they're advocating more for themselves and doing things for themselves in this year, they may be having like some flashbacks and looking back at times where they're like, why did I tolerate so much that I didn't even like? Why did I make sure other people didn't have to see me cry because, that could have made them uncomfortable? Like, why did I do that to me? I kind of think that this radical honesty for Ophiuchus is something that's making them like look at anytime they also like subdued themselves a little bit. But on the upside, we have a very powerful King of Swords coming in. This person is honorable. This character, they have a different way of looking at the world. This could be a friend. This could be somebody who shows back up in Ophiuchus's world. They could be a little tattered, a little world weary. This could be somebody that I feel like Ophiuchus already has some connection to. This could be like old childhood friend, someone though who they bring in a really much needed perspective. It could be during a time where Ophiuchus is, it's a year for them to really walk their own path, advocate for themselves. But then in the midst of that, if they're having a tough moment, having a little bit of a, good cry or something, feeling like, God, I should have done this years ago. Why did I waste so much of my time not showing the real me, not showing up for myself? I think this to me is looking like someone who's going to give them some much needed perspective and support. This is someone who probably knows the real Ophiuchus, because the King of Swords is very astute. And they may say something that's really needed, really good, really wonderful for Ophiuchus to hear, that someone has always respected them. I feel like whomever this King of Swords is, it's coming across as a very benevolent energy in their life, but a very wise person and someone who sees the world through a different vision. And I think this is going to be really soothing and supportive, maybe, or really, it's a straight talk that this Ophiuchus needs to hear. And I think it's at the perfect moment in time. In the realm of romance for this single Ophiuchus, something could come in fast. For all I know, it could be that King of Swords. This could go from a friend who is like re-enters Ophiuchus's life and gives them some cool perspective, something tells them something beautiful about themselves, something that they didn't know anyone else ever saw in them. And I only suggest that it could be them is because we've got the Knight of Swords. This changes on a dime. Ophiuchus goes from single doing their own thing to suddenly everything turns. And now this could be somebody who's still at a distance and they're starting to write back and forth. It kind of fits in with the idea that it's an old, someone that they knew many, many, many years ago who could resurface in their life. I really like that vibe though of like rekindling. I feel like it's going to be like real time spent, conversing, especially because anytime we get the swords are all about communication and thoughts. So I feel like there's going to be some fabulous letters exchanged or texts or something. I feel like it's going to be a very exciting, like I can't wait to get home and see, what did they write me? I want to read their email on my lunch hour, so I have all the time to really digest it, and then I want to reread it again 3 more times later. Like it feels like it's a love at a distance, but that's what makes it actually that much more fulfilling, because there's a lot for these characters to converse about. Ooh, Ophiuchus, that's awesome. And the color for the year for Ophiuchus is salmon: expression, fellowship, individuality, and compassion. I'm not surprised, but instantly just the word salmon, I'm thinking of the fish first and foremost. Someone could have some really yummy salmon dinners this year, or that could be a really particular, maybe they're a salmon fisher, they'll go out fishing with someone. But the color salmon is pretty darn vibrant. It's that kind of like brilliant, not red, not orange, somewhere in between. The fact that there's expression, there is passion here, coupled with a lot of happiness. And the fact that I think the individuality fits in really nicely with what we're seeing. This is a year for a character to really choose themselves, choose to express themselves, choose to walk their own path. So I think that fits in really, really well. But yeah, salmon could be a color, or it literally could be the food. That's what it seems like. Vibrant. I would just go with the word vibrant instead of even trying to pin it down to just a color. All right, you guys, thanks for being here, Ophiuchus. Next up, let's go ahead and go to Aquarius. We're going to do air signs next at 2126. Hi, Gladys. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here, sweetheart. Thank you. All right, Aquarius. What do we have our Aquarius singles moving into for 2024? We have the 9 of Wands. This is a wounded energy, but it's a wounded heroic. This is a comeback story. This is somebody who may come straggling across the finish line like a runner who is, so exhausted after a huge marathon, but they are crossing that damn finish line no matter what. They're going to do it. They got this. It's like one more hurdle, and then Page of Cups. And then it's time for a nice cup of water, the most delicious water we've ever had. It feels like for our Aquarian singles, yes, they're coming out of a time of extreme exhaustion, way overloaded, way too many obligations, way too much going on in their life, so many things that they shouldn't have had to deal with that they did, that drained them. But they're on the other side of that. It still feels like it's a move into 2024 for Aquarius, like tentatively, like, oh my gosh, okay, here I go. I'm gonna like dare to hope that 2024 could be better than last year or the last couple of years. Death card, it's gonna be for these characters. It feels like with the Death card, Scorpio energy, it's because our Aquarius had the fortitude to get through all those previous battles that they already endured, and they crossed the finish line, and they are still here. They're still kicking. They have earned something. When we push ourselves really hard, like an athlete, what they really do is, they make little, micro tears in tissue, but then those tissues heal and even bulk up, and they build more muscle fibers, and then they get stronger, and their muscles get more defined, and they get better endurance. Like, that's what we're seeing. This is a year where, and it could be a metaphor for Aquarius's body physique could change before their very eyes. Dwayne, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. You are so kind. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that so much. It's a beautiful donation. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you out there. Hey, Bren. I feel like this could be a year where even the physique has changed for Aquarius. They may look in the mirror and they may notice that, you know what? I can see the things that I've been through they've had an impact on me. I'm stronger now. I'm spiritually stronger. I'm emotionally stronger. Yes, I can see the changes in me. I think Aquarius is going to be pretty nicely surprised to see how different they react in 2024, how much more confident they are in 2024, which is amazing because they're beginning with, wow, I've been so exhausted. And then they're going to discover that, but I feel freaking fantastic. I did some really big things. I let go of some really big things. I did the hard work. I did the shadow work. I healed from stuff. And I can't believe it, but I'm on the other side of that. And it feels amazing. And that's when things get really good. All of a sudden, they're ready for the next adventure. They're ready for the next. I feel like a lot of things come flooding into Aquarian's life, or they themselves suddenly take action. It is very much a new dawn. I feel like they're going to have epiphany moments throughout the year. This is, it's not really surprising. It's all driven by Aquarius themselves, which is the only character so far that we've seen do that in a story. Let me get one more. Knight of Wands. Okay, so it's definitely, their year is more about exploration. It's about, the death card means we also have a rebirth, which almost is like, I'm a newborn baby. I get to explore the world again, and I can't wait. I want to go, run around, and I want to, make up for lost time. Things I didn't get to do when I didn't feel good, when I was exhausted, when I was doing other work on myself. I didn't get to engage as much with the world around me, and now that's all I want to do. So I think it's going to be a year of like feeling energized and feeling like they've gained their life back. Like, I have my life back. I can do these things, and I don't want to waste a moment. I think this could be somebody who, like, they get up early, they go on a sunrise hike, they take some great photography shots, then they, get home and still have a few minutes to do some meditation, and then they go to work, and they're, buzzing around, enjoying their work, and then they go home, take a nap, have a dinner, and then they go, you know what? I kind of feel like going out dancing. And I saw that there's some, some local, like salsa place, restaurant that closes down after hours and they dance salsa. I think I'm going to go over there. It could feel like an impulsive year with really fun things because they pace themselves and they just go for it. That's what it feels like, a year for going for it. In the realm of love, not as good. We just got a King of Pentacles in the reverse. There is somebody who wants some of that boundless energy that Aquarius has. They could be someone who doesn't have like the same level of stability or energy that Aquarius has. Yeah. So Aquarius is probably going to have to be much more discerning. They could have multiple people interested in them, masculines and feminines. But the bottom line is they're going to have to be more discerning. They have to know that this is a year where they're going to shine really bright. So a lot of people, especially people that aren't in their energy vibe, could come toward them because it's like, I always like to say, it's like zombie movies, brains, they come like stumbling because they want the thing that they see that Aquarius has, the food that they want, the energy that they are lacking, and they see that power and they want it. And Aquarius has it. So you can't blame them for stumbling toward Aquarius, but Aquarius is going to have to politely sidestep and say, no, can't have my brains. Nope. You got to go work on your own. Got to go get your own. So in love, it just says they have to be more discerning because there could be somebody coming in that wants their energy that doesn't have much to give in return. They're depleted, maybe depleted the way Aquarius used to be. And that's why they're coming right for Aquarius, because Aquarius is like a freaking powerhouse this next year. And we have a Six of Wands. I don't think Aquarius is going to have any trouble. I just don't see that it's a year where they're like trying to, they're definitely not desperate for love or romance. They may have a very full docket when it comes to, who do I want to go out with? Maybe a lot of different people. Six of Wands is somebody who's sought after, kind of adored by the masses. Anyone who shines really bright and is really charismatic is going to be sought after. So it's not a shock to see that. And that could make Aquarius feel really good. I don't know that they're ready to make long-term, connections. They kind of might just want to experience what it feels like to be seen and sought after for a little bit, because that's all we got on love and romance. And maybe that's just fine. Maybe it's just like, I don't want to be, like a butterfly that gets netted. I just want to flit by and have people go, ooh, look at how pretty. But I don't really want anyone to capture me this year. I want to just enjoy having a little bit of that admiration. That's kind of what it feels like. All right. And what's the color for Aquarius? Electric blue. Not a surprise at all on that one. Powerful love, excitement, communicate effectively. So this Aquarius is probably going to be, even the fact that it's electric, that's why I said not a surprise, because we saw with that Queen of Wands card, we saw them like holding this, brilliant, bright, fiery, whatever torch, I guess I'll call it, or staff. I do feel like Aquarius is probably pretty electric. They could look great in really, really brilliant colors this year as well. Someone could I'm picturing right now somebody in a really bright blue tie, but an otherwise like black suit. I'm picturing a woman in like a really silky blue, like collared shirt, like kind of sexy, like several buttons undone, kind of like business, but sexy. It just comes across as really like they're going to pop. They're going to, in a crowded room, that electric blue that they're wearing is going to really pop. People are going to notice. It's because it's always classy, but it still comes across as like, yeah, I'm not afraid to be seen. That's the year for Aquarius. That is really exciting for our singles. All right, single Geminis coming in at 30. Well, that one took a long time. 39. Okay, Geminis, let's take a look. Single Geminis as they morph into 2024. What's it look like? 5 of Cups. There is an energy of, I don't know if Gemini is disappointing someone or a whole bunch of people that are bummed out. It almost feels like there's a lineup of people that are like, but I want Gemini, but I want them. Why are they moving? Why are they going? This could be Gemini is leaving a job, moving away. This could be families, could be colleagues, but Gemini is disappointing people. 4 of Cups, but Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. It almost feels like for our Gemini, they are, you notice how we have kind of like this almost an isolated, lonely, but also kind of like heroic, sexy figure over here. I think Gemini is ready to change their path significantly in 2024. So they're doing something very different. So to me, when a Knight of Pentacles goes in the reverse, it means something that someone has been doing for a very long time, slow and steady, making progress, but still doing the same thing. They suddenly say, this is not my quest anymore. I have a different quest. And I think this feels like a very romanticized, very romantic. It could be a major change that Gemini goes through. They literally could be leaving behind a bunch of friends, a bunch of family, a bunch of colleagues, a bunch of people that maybe they didn't show Gemini how important Gemini was when they were in everyone's life, but man, they're going to feel the absence, and they are really laying it on thick. These are people that are really sad that Gemini is changing their direction in life. The only thing is Gemini is doing this because there's this energy of, I regret that I didn't do this sooner. It's been something deep inside of me that I've wanted to do for a really long time. I need to go ahead and do it now. Queen of Pentacles. This really could be, I don't know, I get this vibe that Gemini could be doing something very radical, moving to go live on an island, moving someplace where they've always wanted to try uprooting themselves. Maybe they lived for so many years right next door to their family, and they're finally like, listen, I have wanted to move away from this town for as long as I can remember, and I've got to do it now. I regret that I didn't do it 15 years ago. I've got to do it now. This could be job oriented. They could be taking like a transfer, and it could be taking them to literally a foreign country, and it's like so exciting. It's exactly where they've always been able to envision themselves. And whatever this is that they're doing could be something that they almost feel like a past life connection to. Like, I've always known that I felt at home in this place that I couldn't even begin to describe why I feel like it feels like home, because it's not where I'm from, but I want to be there. So, Robert Schaefer, hi, sweetheart. Yes, you did miss Cancer. Cancer was at 10:34, so you can jump back to that part in the video if you want, and I'll timestamp all of these at the end, you guys. So in love and romance, we have a 9 of Swords, but we also have the Sun. This is a single Gemini who is stressed to the hilt about the idea of romance, but it turns out a lot better than what they think. There could be a significant Leo on the horizon for them, somebody who makes them feel like a kid again. They could be like sweaty palms and all super nervous, saying yes or going out on a date with someone. They could even be like, oh my God, this person is so hot. I am so nervous going out with them. I'm almost like, oh my gosh. It's like, Gemini, everybody's sexy as this person is. Don't let anybody else, don't humble yourself to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, they're too hot. They're like this gorgeous, white stallion or, white mare or something. Like just this, it also says this person might make Gemini really, really happy, but not to put anybody on a pedestal, because that's where the stresses can come from. Thinking somebody else is above us. Nobody's above anybody, right? Every person is equal. So nobody is a shining purity, perfectly muscled, doesn't have BO like everybody does, right? So I like the fact that it's just kind of keeping it a little bit real there. And what is the color for Gemini for the year? What is the color? Ebony, beautiful. Luxury, mystery, maturity, and pessimism. But I would also add power and protection. Ebony is really strong color because it can represent, the like putting up boundaries and blockages. But it also, there is something very much sophisticated about this as well. Like long black, evening gowns are kind of classic, right? Black suits and tuxes, so classic. I feel like, because I'm picturing somebody dressed really, really well, like satins and with like real simple, like diamonds or, shiny little cufflinks or something. I feel like there could be some, black tie events that our character may go to. I don't know if this is work related or if this is, I don't know, there's something here about events that our character is going to be going to, and they may look really, really, really good. They may have like an outfit that makes them really stand out. This all feels like our Gemini is making huge leaps forward in career and lifestyle in 2024. And they may wind up dating somebody that previously they would never have even encountered had they remained, in that career that they were in or remained where they lived. They might be like expanding a lot of their horizons and meeting people from even like international. It just feels like everything in their life is going up several notches, more expensive meals, that they can afford, more expensive this and that Gemini is going to be able to comfortably afford. All right, interesting. So next up, Libra coming in at 36.55. All right, Libras, let's take a look. This for our singles. Let's take a look at what energy is Libra moving into for 2024. This is for our singles. Here we go. Let's see. We've got Knight of Swords. So impulsive action, swift, exciting things, Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like our Libra is completely like surrendering something that was, it's like, this isn't even my cross to bear. This isn't even my burden. Why am I doing this? I think they're going to have like that moment of clarity that suddenly slams into them that says, wait a minute, I don't have to deal with this crap anymore. This would be like, if anybody who's ever like finished their 2 weeks at a job and the job was like grueling and there was like a billion different little things that we had to, document and all this minutia, and it was all consuming. And then we get to the end of our 2 weeks as we've, quit that job. And the day that we leave, and it's almost like we can't quite believe I was so stressed out. Like I had no idea how stressed I was until now. I don't have to deal with all of that crappy little minutia. And it feels like I never have to do that again. I'm never going back to that job. And the sense of freedom is like overwhelming. I feel like our character's life is certainly changing. They've got some really good, karmic brownie points that they have scored. And the universe is like, child, your entire situation that you were in, you are done with that. You have matured. You are not a child anymore. You have matured. You have, taken your lumps. You have done the tough lessons. Your life is about to blossom. And so don't even think about that stuff that was fatiguing and exhausting and never seemed like it never ended. It's not your deal anymore. You don't have to do that anymore. It feels like a really big life change, a lot of freedom, a lot of success, a lot of sense of happiness, and things starting to really go right in Libra's life. And I wonder if that's been a while since they've had things go right. Let's take a look in love and romance for our single Libras. Sideways, we've got a Two of Pentacles. That tells me nothing. That tells me almost nothing. We've got the Temperance card. Okay, so both of these cards should have been about balance, but we have like, will it be balanced? Yes, I think it'll be balanced. There could be a significant Sag, but I'm more inclined to say in the realm of love and romance, it's going to be feeling more doable, more, ooh, we got a Seven of Swords. Are they making peace with a situation, or this could be the Libra is learning something really important about themselves through love and romance. They may meet someone who rattles them a little bit, but then they gain some kind of balance with this person. And then they realize, wow, I almost want to run. I almost want to split because this feels too good to be true kind of energy. I almost want to slip out the back door and just, you notice how this person is stealing books. They're stealing knowledge. They want to go and sit and read some books because it's kind of like, okay, what do I do with this? This feels so normal. It feels so good. I really think it's because it follows through with all the other energy throughout the year for the Libra, which is, I can't believe things are going my way. Finally, I can't believe something could actually be smooth. I almost want to like run away from it because this feels like, pinch me. This couldn't be real. That's the kind of vibe. Oh, I hope our Libras don't run away. I hope that they enjoy the fact that they get something, that they get something really worthy, something that they should have been able to have a long time ago, and they finally are getting it. Their color for the year is chartreuse. Cheerfulness, distinction, acceptance, and imagination. Chartreuse is like such a brilliantly vibrant color, right? It's not a color that we see a whole lot being worn in clothing. When you do, though, it can be absolutely glorious, and especially because it's kind of rare. At least I think it's kind of rare. Let me know if you see a lot of chartreuse out there. I don't. Like holiday things, people on cruises, people on vacations. I think that's where that color pops up more. You'll see it, and because it has like it's not just like the everyday color that we wear to work. It's a little bit more bold. It kind of says something. It says, I'm having a really amazing time. I'm not here to like hide, and I'm not here to blend in. It's kind of a party color to me. The fact that this to me couples nicely with this idea that things are starting to go in Libra's way, go favorably for them. But I think it still is a little bit like they themselves can't believe it. So I don't know. I feel like this is more the attitude. They're learning to accept the fact that things are finally going right for them. It's been a long time, huh? My Libra cruise. Well, I will say I have had some really rigorous Libra reads, not necessarily in the singles category, but just in general. And so I'm not surprised to see that they might be shocked that things are going their way. All right, next up, we're going to go to our Virgo coming in at 4304. All right, Virgos, this is for my Virgo singles. Virgo singles, what energy are they shifting into for 2024? Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups. What? Four of Wands, Two of Wands. We've got a single Virgo who is all kinds of soft and sultry. This could be, first off, I think this Virgo single is feeling more love from their heart space. They may be giving and receiving more really positive emotions. It looks like they've done the work on themselves to give to themselves, the kind of support, the kind of, confidence. Like this is like somebody who has become their own best friend, right? And said, I should like myself as much as I like my pets, as much as I like, my family and my friends. Why would I be last on my list? I'm not going to do that to me anymore. And I think that attitude shift of liking themselves as much as they like other people, I mean, it seems so simple, but I think that's something that a lot of people don't do. And I love the fact that our Virgo is taking that energy on. So and I think this is almost like they want to go, sing it from the mountaintops, like, Did you know how easy it is to feel better about yourself? You just have to like yourself as much as you like others. It just feels like this character is wanting to share that kind of, because this is all butterflies, right? So it's all about their transformation. I feel like this is a character who really wants to like give others the same like uplift that they now have. This could be a year where somebody wants to pick up some artistic flow to really express themselves. Also, perhaps somebody wants to learn guitar, but it feels like communication of emotions is going to be really important to them this year, and it's going to be easier than ever. They may find themselves very romantic, very poetic, but all of this is much softer. I just feel like this Virgo is going to be surprised that they're looking at life in such a positive way, and they're looking at emotions as friends instead of enemies, which is super important. Now, in the realm of their overall life, we see them living their best life. This is a Four of Wands kind of year. This is a character who is like, I can't believe it, but I didn't fully understand until now. I really am in charge of the life that I'm living. I make choices, those choices have consequences, and I keep making choices that are authentic for me. And what it's yielding is a happy life. Like, I literally am where I want to be. This is pretty amazing. I think that this Virgo is saying that they've tapped into it's not really a mystery or a secret, but they've tapped into something that is so simple and so true, and it works so smooth, which is just like yourself enough to say, I'm allowed to make choices for what I authentically want. I'm also allowed to say no to the things I don't actually want. And that pretty much is a secret to me having the life I actually wanted to live. That's my Four of Wands lifestyle. This could be a year where Virgo finds themselves getting coupled up. We're not even to the love portion yet, but we see a couple here, and this can be a card of marriage. It's interesting, though, because this doesn't mean that the Virgo doesn't still have some little element of like either melancholy or wondering about the path not taken. Everything is about choice, right? And I think that this Virgo is still like a bit of a dreamer. I think if they hold the whole world in their hands, they have an amazing year. But there's still some other thing that they can't help but say, as happy as I am, as blessed as I feel moving into 2024, there's still something that I feel like I should do. A path that I didn't take, maybe I should still take it. This could be like a career opportunity. This could be an action that they want to take. This could be something that they feel compelled that they, it's easy to sit and say, I'm living my best life, and I don't think about anybody else and, are other people struggling and suffering. This could be a Virgo saying, I don't ever want to forget that there's other people not living their Four of Wands. And what can I still do to kind of like put my energy, since I do have a lot of blessings right now, can I share those blessings? How can I best share those blessings? How can I best, make the most out of what I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to build for myself? It kind of feels like Virgo wants to bring everybody on the party train with them. That's what it feels like. So they might be still kind of contemplative somewhere in the year and trying to decide how best can they utilize their resources to kind of help others. Now, in the realm of love and romance, we just got the Justice card in the reverse. So this could be a Libra. This could be somebody who wants to heal things with them, somebody who needs to make something right with them. Okay, so we got a Five of Cups sideways. In love and romance, there's a sharing of like maybe a big reveal that comes from someone who had a lot of grief, someone who caused Virgo a lot of grief. Something is being set right in Virgo's trajectory of love. This could be the acceptance that Virgo has, like thinking about past love and relationships and saying, you know what, I acknowledge that sometimes we all do each other wrong. Sometimes we're wounded, they're wounded, and we just are crap together. So I don't harbor any hard feelings, and I hope they forgive me my trespasses as well. It could be kind of just like laying out and, how do I want to say it? Balancing the books when it comes to matters of love and romance, and that's shifting the karma, because the Justice card ultimately is a card of karma. The karma is getting to be good in Virgo's love life. And I can't help but think this keeps feeling to me, now that we have the Fool card in particular, I kind of think, sorry guys, but this looks like a reconciliation to me. It looks like Virgo and a person who once upon a time maybe caused each other a lot of grief are having a very fresh new beginning. Maybe they knew each other before, maybe they didn't, but in love and romance, it definitely is a fresh new start, and it feels exciting and it feels fulfilling. I mean, this is a year of a lot of satisfaction for our Virgo. Good for them. It's about time. Let's see, what's the color for Virgo? Color for the year is violet. Ooh, wisdom, sensitivity, spirituality, creativity, and I would also add in intuition. Third eye could be off the charts this year. Violet it's a very spiritual color. So in general, they could find themselves like either drawn toward this color, not necessarily even to wear, but they may be drawn toward, like, I'm picturing somebody who goes and gets some kind of a beautiful painting, or they paint a mural or something on their wall, and without even realizing it, it has a ton of purpley tones, or it has, kind of like purple, ethereal looking, wispy, curtains or something like that. I feel like they're going to be putting the violet tones somewhere around themselves without recognizing it. They kind of keep, if this Virgo goes shopping, or they go looking for, pieces of art, or they're decorating their home, they may be surprised when they step back after 6 months of slowly like squirreling away little things and finding little decorative things, that it's like, everything I bought was violet. How the heck? Or shades of purple. How did I do this? I didn't know that's what I was drawn to. I feel like it's going to be intuition. It's going to be the third eye. It might be a color that they just kind of want to be a little bit bathed in. Maybe this is going to be a year where they're interested in like sound baths and color baths, things like that as well, for like vibrational stuff. Interesting. Could also be a year where this Virgo likes crystals. All right, next up, we've got Taurus coming in at 5137. All right, Taurus, what is our message, the energy for our single Taurians to move into as we start to move into the 2024? We got Justice in the upright, we got the Moon, I've got the Star, 3 major arcana. Boom, it's a big year. All right, so we've got our Pisces, we've got our Aquarius, and we've got our Libra coming out. It could be a year where this Taurus does have to face some stuff where they're like, you know what? I have seriously harbored some pretty like gnarly vibes. I have not felt like I got what I wanted. This is a year where I've maybe suppressed a lot of frustration, and I'm beginning to realize that, and I want to heal that. This looks like our Taurus is looking at what they have actually been through, how much they've like put a grin, a pasted on smile, but that they didn't feel, and they're kind of like, I'm really sick of this. I don't want to suppress how I'm feeling about things. This feels very cosmic also, because first, Justice is a karma card, so it's kind of like the balance of the universe. Then we have the Moon, and then we have the stars. So I feel like everything is going to have like this nice planetary alignment for our Taurus in 2024, but it's going to push them out of like some deep seated, like long harbored, like, why me? Why did this happen to me? And shift them into the energy of healing. 6 of Pentacles. Taurus is acknowledging now, I want something in return for the energy that I put out. And I think Taurus is going to get it. I think they had to get to that point though, where they said it and they meant it inside of their soul. Like, you know what? I'm freaking done. I want to get something for the energy that I put out. I don't want life to be so hard. I don't want everything stacked against me. And I just go, oh, well, that's just how it is for the Taurus. I like that this character is kind of taking stock of things and saying, no, I believe in balance, and I believe I'm entitled to balance. So that's what I'm manifesting. This is a character who's kind of taken charge of stuff. It's like enough is enough. And I like the fact that they're saying it to themselves also, like, it's time that I heal. I want to heal. Good for them. In love and romance, we got the 10 of Swords, and we've got this heroic, warrior who is going to Valhalla. Okay, that could be Taurus might wind up getting with some very, very powerful, very sexy. There's a warrior vibe to all of this, but this Taurus could find themselves either drawn toward a relationship with a person who's just ended something and they might have been treated like crap and they're a really powerful person and Taurus sees them and snatches them right up. There's some kind of energy of like anytime we have an ending, but with this card, the ending, we have this Norse goddess who is pulling the spirit right up. And I feel like that is our Taurus. Our Taurus sees somebody go through a crappy ending and they're like, man, I've been waiting for that person to treat you bad enough that it's really over so I can snatch you right up because I want a warrior like you. It feels very determined. It feels like Taurus is the one doing the picking. Taurus is the one who sees a really strong person and they go, hell yeah, anytime you're done with that mess, you come on and come my way. It does feel like there's been stress around this or will be some stress around this that gets smoothed out pretty fast. Because it is like if Taurus meets somebody who they see them as their relationship is failing, this is a single Taurus, bear in mind, right? But they see somebody else go through a massive ending where they are, I'm going to argue, like very poorly treated because the Ten of Swords is a painful ending, but it's definite. And I think if Taurus is there to scoop up this amazing person, Taurus could be like, I don't know, am I making the right choice? You know, am I right in thinking that this is going to work, that this person is going to love me, that this is how, because I feel like Taurus is the decider in this. And this feels like the universe is overseeing this union saying, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted Taurus to get fed up with some stuff in their own life, start to advocate for themselves. Then they see someone, they meet someone that they think is amazing, and they are determined, like, I could treat you better. I can't wait to get with you. I feel like this single Taurus, this whole union is being overseen by the universe, who is like, I tried to bring you two into each other's worlds because I know you can build an amazing life together, an amazing, like, everything is planetary alignment right now. And the universe is presiding over this. So really beautiful energy on this one. And let's get one last card for our Taurian. Yes, strong Libra scales. We did Libra at 3655, my dear. All right, so Taurus, the color is purple. Spirituality, imagination, mystery, and royalty. Specifically royalty. Royalty, you know, and of course now I'm thinking about all kinds of Prince songs, which I love Prince. But you know what's funny? The song that is coming to mind right now, a Prince song, even though he's got so many great ones, is Blue Light. And it's not one that I hear very often. But I love that track. Can you turn on your blue light and everything will be all right? And it's like, I don't know why that comes to mind, but in any case, yes, purple is a royal color. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense for the power that we've seen in this storyline so far. Again, same thing with the purple. You know, we talk about spirituality with this. But in this case, I'm literally picturing like somebody, you know, wearing purple. It comes across like a Taurus could actually look really good in like a deep, deep, deep purple. I don't know why, but I'm picturing somebody in deep purple with like they're showing a lot of skin. So I don't know if it's like bathing suits or something like that, but it comes across as somebody who's walking like really regal, and it's like, yep, I know all those heads are going to turn when I walk out in this swimsuit, but I don't care. Like the king or the queen has arrived. You know, there's like, I'm not hiding it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to wear whatever I want and let everyone look. I kind of feel like there's this Taurus may have a walk about them also this year that could be very royal, very regal. You know, they're definitely not shy this year. They're very determined is what it looks like. All right, next up, Capricorn. You guys are coming in at 5848. Excuse me, 54. All right, so Capricorns. This is for my singles. We're going to ask, what are the Capricorn singles? What energy are they moving into 2024 in? All right, so let's take a look. We've got a 10 of Wands. We got the Emperor. This is Tyrannus. So, and by the way, you know, like this Emperor is associated with Jupiter, god of thunder. This doesn't get more like masculine archetypal than this, but it does come with the kind of unbending energy. This is Aries energy too, but it comes with, I feel like we just did Taurus, and Taurus was very determined. This is like a hyperdrive determination. This is more so than what we just saw with the Taurus. Capricorn's 2024 energy is, I did this my own self. I put the capstone on this pyramid. I built it myself. I did it. Nobody helped me. Don't anybody else take credit for anything that I do. I do it myself. And I think that this is a very decisive character, but I also feel like I don't know why I want to say this, but I feel like they're starved for somebody that is going to, as much as they're like, I did it myself, I don't need anybody's help. This is a character who has so much to offer. And I feel like they, more than ever, they need like that complement to their strength. They need somebody to like really, be soft with them and scoop them up into their arms. I feel like it's going to be a year of, they're going to have so many things that they accomplish in 2024, and they're so ferociously determined to do it and put their name on it, their label on it. If they build something, if they make something, if they, create a business, they are like, no one's taking credit for my work. I did it. But as much as they want to do it for all the right reasons, and it's like a show of like their strength and power, I still feel like this is a year where this character more than ever may need, look, a good emperor needs counsel. Because then we get the Six of Cups. I'm so not surprised. We have a ferociously independent year. But with the Six of Cups, it's like, but I want my friends around me. Yes, I want my closest confidants. I feel like this is going to be a year where only those that truly are sitting close at the table of this Capricorn are going to be permitted into Capricorn's inner circle. I think it's a year where they do not do anything superficial. They don't bother to smile at people they don't like. I think everybody's going to know exactly how Capricorn feels about them. This is a year where they will have no problem. Like, I'm going to say how it is. I'm going to say how I feel. I don't like you. That's it. They're not going to give an explanation there. If somebody says, what do you mean, Capricorn? Why don't you like me? They're going to say, because you're a weasel. Don't like you. On your way. Now, over to my real friends. I just feel like this Capricorn is just like, they're very straightforward. They're not wasting time. They don't want drama. They haven't got any temperance for it. But for the people that they love and care about, it's a year where they will shower their close and personal friends with a lot of love, a lot of sharing, a lot of giving. They may spend some real quality time with people that they care about, and they may really need that this year because they're so independently driven, and they're so, like, this could be a year where they don't smile much until they're around the people that they trust, because they're just very much like driven. I feel like they could be pretty imposing, pretty intimidating, just because they're so straightforward this year. Now in love, wow, we got an Emperor, and we got the Chariot. In love and romance, this single Capricorn might be meeting their match. Now, this could be a same-sex couple that we're going to be talking about. This could be I already said it's like they need somebody who matches them, but somebody who can be softer. This is a very different kind of an emperor. If you notice, Tyrannus is highly militarized, right? This guy, it looks like he's got military, insignia on. He doesn't, though. It's actually all flowers growing on him. That's not... It's not military related. It's not like stringent and super strict. It's actually somebody who is every bit as disciplined, but what they care about is like softness, love, building a place for the family, building an empire that, so that everyone can flourish, instead of like building an empire with walls to, defend from invaders. It's a very, it's equally as powerful, but it's the softer side. And it's a perfect complement, perfect balance. I do feel like these two are going to take some time to warm up to each other, or maybe it's Capricorn who's just going to take some time to warm up to this person, because Capricorn is in a pretty, I don't think that they're good at welcoming new energies into their life this year. But I think this Emperor, this is the year that they meet their perfect match. I just feel like we have someone who's like, look, I don't have time for all this dating stuff. But this is not somebody that they date. This is someone who's their equal. This is somebody who matches them. This is their person. That's really beautiful. All right, Cap, let's see what's color for the year. Ruby. Colorful, faithful, passionate commitment. That's a great way to summarize the way we've been talking about this, Capricorn. That's a really great way to say it. Even the fact that, rubies I always think of as, they're not really in vogue perhaps now, but once upon a time, definitely rubies had tremendous significance. Rubies, emeralds, diamonds, they were kind of all put in the same class as valuables. It's pirate's treasure. It's like a bygone era. And I think that fits really well. I wonder if there's a certain amount of like nostalgia that goes along with our character, or like even some old school behavior. Like this could be a classic kind of person. Like this Capricorn that we're talking about has an element to them where like they have old class, old world style. The kind of jewelry that they may choose to wear, the kinds of things that they find value in could be like vintage things from, like we're talking way back kind of vintage. In past historical times, I think it was around like Victorian era, possibly, and maybe even before that. I think I read somewhere anyway that they would sometimes take ruby rings and they would put it inside of the foundation of like a building that they were building because they believe it would bring great prosperity. And I'm just mentioning all that because this could be a Capricorn who sees certain things and it's very sentimental for them. They view it as something important, something not just nostalgic, but something more meaningful. They could choose to use red ink to write a letter to somebody because it's like, it really is from the heart. There could be symbolic things, ruby red could be a symbolic thing for them. They may not convey that to anybody else, but they may find themselves, wanting to use little touches of red because they associate it with power and courage. And it's kind of that hot, powerful vibe that they're in. For whatever reason, there is a song in my head right now by Talk, Tawk, and it's, I think it's called just Flame. And it's something about wait for me. When you see my flame, you'll see it's the same. Something like that. I don't know. I love Talk. His voice is so sexy. It's so strong. Anyway, we'll leave that there now. Capricorn, thanks for hanging out with me. Next up, Aries. You guys are coming in at 107.08. Okay. Aries. This is for our singles, Aries. What's the vibe going into 2024 for our single Aries? No, Leo, you did not miss it. Leo is going to be our last one. So I've got Aries and then Sag, and then we'll end with Leo. Okay. So you were right in time. By the way, I did just put out a Leo, Sag, and Aries non-single video tonight as well. So the energy moving into 2024 for our single Aries is the King of Swords, but combined with this Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have like this sense of, I don't think Aries is going to block anything that comes into their life this year. They are wide open. They're not holding back. They're not busy planning for futures or, like taking too much time to step back and watch people and try to evaluate them. This is a year of more communication for them. They want to get to know who somebody is by actually interacting, talking to the person, hearing what somebody has to say. This is not a year where they're sitting on the sidelines and observing. This is a year where they're engaging. They're going to ask poignant questions. In fact, they could almost grill people this year because they want to hear what someone has to say, but they're listening intently, not so that they can evaluate somebody, and judge what's wrong with them, but rather it's a year where communication matters. I think this Aries is saying, the best way to figure anything out is to actually ask somebody and then listen to what they have to say. I'll know if they're lying or not. I mean, I'll ask direct questions, so there's not really much space for ambiguity. If you ask the right question, sometimes it's really hard for somebody to weasel out of it. And I think that this Aries they're not confrontational. They're really fair and balanced, but they would hold themselves to the same level of questioning that they would hold anyone else to. And I think this is a year where they're just not, the quickest way to get to the heart of the matter is to just ask the straightforward question. and also to take the straightforward action. I really feel like this is an unapologetic year for our Aries. We have a 5 of Wands. They are, I love this. The reason they're like so straightforward and unafraid, unabashed is because they're like, look, everything is just to kind of the entire life that we live is an opportunity for us to learn things. And we don't learn by doing nothing. We learn by doing something. We learn by communicating. We learn by, asking things, thinking about things, contemplating things. I have to be able to converse openly and freely without worrying that instantly my words are going to be misinterpreted. I'm going to offend somebody. This is basically someone who's not worried about being PC because they're like, look, I'm not here to offend anybody. That's not my motive. And anyone who's rational and reasonable will know that. But I am going to have to ask pointed questions, and I'm going to learn something about, the life that I'm in, the people I'm surrounded by. I really care to learn stuff, become better, work stuff out with other people. I don't want to be isolated. I want to connect. And the only way to do that is to be real. It's a very powerful, very realistic energy for the year. They will encounter some conflicts, and they're unafraid of that as well, because it's just going to be a chance to learn more and to like practice this thing that we call like human interaction. I feel like communication is the prime topic for 2024. Let's take a look at matters of the heart, love and romance for our single Aries. We have got 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Aries might not be captured by anyone except for lust. They may find themselves in love and romance saying, I prefer to remain single, but as a single individual, I am very much in control of, like, they feel like their body is their own domain. They have a right to share it with whomever they choose. They have every bit of a right to say who they're passionate about. I don't think they shy away from passion any more than they shy away from direct conversation. This is a very empowered individual who's like, my body is mine. Nobody has any business touching it unless I want you to touch it, in which case I'm damn sure going to let you know. Good for them. I like this Aries. They are so unabashed. It's so awesome. I feel like it'd be a very sensual year for them, and like they have no shame about that. And what's the color? Myrtle green. Marital fidelity, uncomplicated love, and good luck. It's interesting because as much as this looks like they're maintaining their personal identity, but they're very much about passion, exploring passion. They are doing it with, this is not like somebody who's just like, well, whatevs, I'm going to go, find, hundreds of partners. I mean, if they wanted to, they would do it and they wouldn't feel ashamed about it at all. This is an Aries who's like, yeah, so what? Why would you judge me? What business is it of yours? Like, this Aries would have no problem. There's no such thing as a scarlet letter for this Aries. They're going to do what they want. They don't give a rat's ass what anybody else thinks of their choices, because they're their choices. Who am I hurting? It's none of your business. But the truth of it is, this character they have their own sense of like code of conduct. This is not somebody who just randomly does whatever they want. This is somebody who has an idea of why they do the things they do, what they believe in. There is a fidelity to them, but they are still looking for uncomplicated love, something straightforward. It's interesting. This is a character who it's like they made life simpler. And I have to say, and by the way, green is a color of nurturing. It's a color of growth. It's a color of wealth, but it is also a color of good luck. And I kind of think that this character is like, yeah, there's good luck and bad luck, but to a certain extent, we also make our own luck. And that's kind of what they believe in as well. They're in charge of things, even though there's always still the unexpected. So all they get to decide is how they're going to behave when the unexpected occurs. And they have I just think this is a very self-possessed character. That's how they come across anyway. Good on you, Aries. All right, next up, we got Sag coming in at 113.46. All right, Saggies, this is for the single Sag. We're going to ask, what is the overall energy as our Saggies move into 2024 for our singles? I already did the non-single energies, but this is just for the singles. We got a Knight of Wands. We got the Judgment. We got the Eight of Cups. There's, first off, this Sag seems to be having I'll say, a year where they might start exploring different things that they're interested in and really enjoying that. They also, though, may be, I'm going to say forgiving. This feels like forgiving people from their past from a long time ago. They may be finding a spiritual belief system that helps them to do this. They could really be almost focusing more on a spiritual path, and even going down the road this year of, like, I mean, someone could choose to become, I don't know if I would call it like, going into the seminary or going so far as to, like, I'm going to become a nun or something like that, but rather they may be finding a spiritual path and really going down that road. It could be self-study, or it could be studying within, a religious group or a spiritual group, but they may really find themselves deeply interested in matters of spirituality or esoteric studies, things that could be like, alternative versions of, there's a lot of different forms of belief systems out there. Theirs is one that is going to be a little unique to them. They may have their own twist on spirituality or religious beliefs. Even if they start getting interested and pursue studies, they may still find that they see it a little differently than even, what they're learning about. And I think that that's really nice because it's making them feel much more uplifted. You notice how he's submerged in the ocean of emotion, but going up toward the light. Both of these are like going up toward the light, having a more elevated experience, feeling better about maybe our place in this world, maybe how we connect with others. It just feels like it's a spiritual year for our character. This Sag is more about looking for the higher perspective, and it begins with them, which is really beautiful. All right, so now let's take a look at love and romance. We have Queen of Swords, we have the Chariot. That fits nicely with the overarching energy. And we see with the Queen of Swords, we see her with this gigantic owl. This is like, someone could feel very connected to an ancestor on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge. They could feel really connected to someone who they view as like, they help me see the other side of things, into the spiritual world. Someone could literally have like images of owls, or I'm not going to say a pet owl, but there's lots of, I see owls a lot actually on like different jewelry and all kinds of things, but they may have some like decor or something with owls as well. But they're looking for truth, and they may find it. They may find possibly a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or possibly a Cancerian, but there's a really lovely connection, a balanced and equal partnership that's based in truth and honesty is what it looks like, but possibly with a fellow very spiritual individual is what it looks like here. All right, and what's the color for the year for our Sag? Let's take a peek. We have got I think it was supposed to say macaroon, but it says marcaron. I don't know marcaron as a color, so I'm thinking it was supposed to be macaroon. It says taste of love and sweet dream. There's another card in here that is misspelled, and I can't think of which one it is, but it's really funny. It's like, instead of burgundy, it's like burgundy or something like that. And it always makes me chuckle. I'm going to say it's macaroon, okay? Which makes me think of delightful coconut. And I love that. I love the scent of coconut, and I'm like smelling it in my mind right now. But, kind of like that white with a little bit of like the golden crust to it. This feels brighter. This feels basically kind of at the same color tone that we see here. We see light, we see gold, we see colors of things being, I like the fact that it's sweet dream and taste of love. I think that fits nicely in general. But yeah, I'm more focused on coconut now than the color. I have to be honest. Like, that's the bigger message that I get off of this for our Sag, is that for some reason, the scent of coconut or toasted coconut, this and that, might be more important to our Sag this year than a particular color after all. All right. And last but not least, Leos. Let's get into this for Leos at 1:18:59. Oh, it's 1904. I'm sorry. 1904. Okay. So Leos, this is for my Leo singles, and this is going to be just to take a quick peek at what's the energy moving into 2024 for our Leos. Two of Wands. It's a year of choice. It's a year where they could choose to be more of the world or choose to be more independent. We've got the cat versus the globe. Which path will they take? They can flourish in both. It's a year where they're probably going to have to look at things, though, and really make some tough decisions. Three of Wands. They do a lot of planning. I think this Leo has to be kind of diligent about planning like 3 months ahead all the time throughout the year because they have a lot going on. Anytime you got a lot of choices to make, I can understand why they might be more concerned this year with preparation. Wheel of the Year, which is Wheel of Fortune, and Queen of Cups. There could be some global travel this year. And they may have a year where they have something significant happen like each quarter of the year. So they're going to be planning a lot of things. It's going to be decision after decision after decision because they're very much making the most out of a lot of good fortune. I think this Leo is about to have like a really prosperous year, and they know it and they don't want to squander it. So what's the best way to not squander it? Well, to first off recognize what good fortune we have and then be mindful about using it wisely. I think there could be good money in this year for our character, and they could, find ways to invest it wisely, find ways to spend it carefully. They may say, okay, I want to travel this year, but do I really want to do it at the peak holiday seasons? Probably not. Things are going to be 3 times more expensive. So let me, instead of going on a weekend, maybe I can get a couple days off in the week, and I can travel on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for a trip. They may be really prudent with making the most out of their good fortune, and they could actually have much richer experiences because of this. But regardless, it's a year where there's so much prosperity. There's a lot of things turning in this Leo's favor, and it's a year of a lot of emotional satisfaction. It does come across like this Leo has they could have a particular Queen of Cups in their life that they really bond beautifully with, that they feel really comfortable with. This could be a mother figure. This could be a feminine in general. It does not have to be, but I feel like their energy is soft in response to this person. And I feel like the Leo feels very loved this year, which is so nice. And speaking of love, in matters of love and romance, what have we got for our Leos? We have got, here comes Loki. Okay, so God of Chaos comes flying in the realm of love. Flying in on a peregrine falcon. So somebody's been eyeballing this Leo for a little bit, and they come in messy and bumpy and screeching and kind of crash land in the Leo's world because they are all kinds of hot and bothered. Leo is a freaking mystery to them. Leo they might even give this person the cold shoulder at first. But Leo is someone that they can't take their eyes off of. Leo could look really good this year. Also, they might have been working on their bods, feeling pretty awesome. Somebody's got great legs. But it's funny how Leo comes across as they're a little bit flirtatious. They're a little bit like, yeah, I knew you were going to be popping in at some point to try to, see if you could get my attention. But Wheel of Fortune, it's a lot of success this year as well. Surprisingly, this person who it could seem like it starts out as just someone who wants a fling, somebody who's just really turned on by the Leo, they could actually wind up genuinely sticking around. And this could be something where it's like what Leo thought was going to be whatever, that I'm sure that they won't last that long. I'm sure they'll just pop into my life. And so I'm not going to give them a ton of attention. Leo seems a little bit unconcerned, but it turns out this person stays through spring and summer and fall and winter. This feels like it goes the distance. And I don't think that Leo expected this. I think it could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius who comes screaming in with that first card, but they are really drawn to the mystery of the Leo. And Leo just thinks, yeah, that's all it is. And once they figure out the mystery, they probably won't be interested. I'm not going to pay them much attention, but this person is drawn to the Leo for reals. We got Coral for the color of the year. Warmth, acceptance, positivity, and individuality. Instantly, when I think of coral, I think of scuba diving. I think of the coral reefs, particularly around Australia. This feels like We have a summertime romance coming up. This feels like, I don't know. Coral is another one of those colors that I don't see people wear coral very often. More, I always think of the red coral, like that people use for necklaces and things. But I'm thinking of this more in the context of literally being amongst real living coral reef. I think this has very beach vibes to me. That's all I can say. But the warmth, the acceptance, the positivity, the individuality, someone could actually decorate their home in some kind of beachy, decor. They could really like seashells. They could really bring elements of the sea into their home somehow. And the ocean, of course, represents the thing that unites us. It also represents emotions. So there's a lot to say about if that's the message of the year, the color of the year. It's kind of like Leo is very much interwoven. And even the fact that they got Wheel of Fortune twice, there's a big, like the Wheel of Karma is playing a big role in Leo's life, as it is in everyone's life. And we all kind of go through cycles together, sometimes at different points in time. But this is a really auspicious year for them. So, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are wonderful. I didn't know so many of you are in the house with me tonight. Thank you. I think this is the first time I have ever had more thumbs up than I've ever had people watching, so people cycled in and then listened to their zodiac and dipped out, and yet they left me a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Like this is momentous. I have to remember this. December the 15th was the first time I ever had this happen in 2023. So thank you guys so much. Bye everybody. I'll see you in the next one, and we will do one of these styles of singles reads every week now. I'm going to try really hard to always make it be on Wednesday. Obviously this week I had to do Friday. But yeah, thank you guys. Julie, so good to see you, honey. Thank you. Thanks again, Robert, for being here. Hi, OM. Baba Ganoush, good to see you. Brano Santos, thank you very much, honey. Right back at you. RT mustard. I was seeing it as maroon, but I love the color mustard. I love that mustard yellow. But I hate to eat mustard. Oh, so awful. All right, you guys, take care. Everybody, I will see you again later on. Bye for now.